41. The wise student hears of the Tao and practices it diligently. The average student hears of the Tao and gives it thought now and again. The foolish student hears of the Tao and laughs aloud. If there were no laughter, the Tao would not be what it is. Hence it is said, the bright path seems dim. Going forward seems like retreat. The easy way seems hard. The highest virtue seems empty. Great purity seems sullied. The wealth of virtue seems inadequate. The strength of virtue seems frail. Real virtue seems unreal. The perfect square has no corners. Great talents ripen late. The highest notes are hard to hear. The greatest form has no shape. The Tao is hidden and without name. The Tao alone nourishes and brings everything to fulfillment. Commentary. The wise student hears of the Tao and practices it diligently. The average student hears of the Tao and gives it thought now and again. The foolish student hears of the Tao and laughs aloud. If there is no laughter, the Tao would not be what it is. The Tao must chuckle and laugh when he hears this. Just think, behind the foolish student laugh lies the Tao. It's closer than your breath, yet one doesn't have the eyes to see. Some people are on a teeter-totter of the Tao. They don't put their mind, body, and soul into it. They're simply sitting on the fence. Though this wise student practices the Tao in each and every moment, he advances in the video game of life. The average and foolish student don't even realize that there's a video game of life. The Tao is quite an elusive path. The path is not clear, yet it is clear. The path is easy, yet it's arduous. At times, living in this world, these virtues don't seem necessary. Being humble in this world is a weakness. Everything is turned backwards. Currently, the world embraces the darkness. The word guru means one who takes you from darkness into light. A rugu is one who takes you from light into darkness. This is the current condition in the world today. Hence, it is said, the bright path seems dim. Going forward seems like retreat. The easy way seems hard. The highest virtue seems empty. Great purity seems solid. A wealth of virtue seems inadequate. The strength of virtue seems frail. Real virtue seems unreal. The perfect square has no corners. The Tao, to most people, is simply words or belief. Who would believe in such nonsense? We can't imagine something like this because our whole life is spent in doing, not being. Without entering daily into the silence, this is all mumbo-jumbo. When I was young, I couldn't make any sense whatsoever what they were talking about. Yet today, my life is spent in understanding and experiencing the jewel within. In the past, I tried to understand the mango without ever tasting the mango. Lao Tzu continues, great talents ripen late. The highest notes are hard to hear. The greatest form has no shape. The Tao is hidden and without name. The Tao alone nourishes and brings everything to fulfillment. Wine improves in quality with age. A wise man gathers wisdom along the journey of life. You never know how far you have walked. Each step is precious. Each step one must be conscious and aware. Many people are wandering aimlessly on this journey of life. Just think, the unstruck music is everywhere, but we have deaf ears. The Tao has no form, so you can't see it with your two eyes. Yet man is hardwired to see and hear the Tao. We have 5 senses. At the same time, we have 5 internal senses. Only a wise man understands what I'm talking about. "42. The Tao begot 1. 1 begot 2. 2 begot 3. And 3 begot the 10,000 things. The 10,000 things carry yin and embrace yang. They achieve harmony by combining these forces. Men hate to be orphaned, widowed, or worthless. But this is how kings and lords describe themselves. For one gains by losing, and loses by gaining. What others teach, I also teach, that is, a violent man will die a violent death. This will be the essence of my teaching." Commentary. The Tao created 1, the essence of all. 1 created the yin-yang, the polar opposites, light and dark, male and female, high and low. Furthermore, Lao Tzu said the following, "And 3 begot the 10,000 things." This seems to me a lot like the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Maybe the Holy Ghost represents the breath of life, what the Taoists call Qi, the life force energy of the universe. The 10,000 things carry yin and embrace yang. They achieve harmony by combining these forces. The entire universe embraces harmony. The entire universe is yin-yang balance. Men hate to be orphaned, widowed, or worthless. But this is how kings and lords describe themselves. Man's ambition is not to be orphaned, widowed, or worthless, yet a wise man understands this divine paradox. If the universe is orphaned, widowed, or worthless, then shall I be? Humility is the foundation of life. Furthermore, Lao Tzu says, "For one gains by losing, and loses by gaining." This is once again a paradox. With our mindset as human doers, we don't have the wisdom to understand this. One must have the mind of the Tao to understand this. What others teach, I also teach. That is, a violent man will die a violent death. This will be the essence of my teaching. Violence begets violence. War, war, war. Mindless, endless wars mankind has fought. 43. The softest thing in the universe overcomes the hardest thing in the universe. That without substance can enter where there is no room. Hence, I know the value of non-action. Teaching without words and work without doing are understood by very few. Commentary. The softest thing in the universe overcomes the hardest thing in the universe. Love will melt away an angry man. It will bring him to his knees. Running water will create over time a beautiful canyon. The web of life exists everywhere, but it has no substance. As wise man understands the value of non-action, he only acts in accordance with the Tao. Teaching without words and work without doing are understood by very few. Mankind is operating as human doers, not human beings. Without learning about how to be silent and to be in a state of being, then mankind will never understand these words. "44. Fame or self, what matters more? Self or wealth, which is more precious? Gain or loss, which is more painful? He who's attached to things will suffer much. He who saves will suffer heavy loss. A contented man is never disappointed. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. He will stay forever safe." Commentary. Life is a hidden treasure. It exists inside of us. Yet we clamor for riches and fame. We spend so much time working, yet millions of people can't sleep at night. A wise man puts his head on the pillow of life and falls asleep like a newborn puppy. He doesn't have a care in the world. Currently, the worldwide shutdown is occurring. These words from Lao Tzu are extremely relevant today. He who is attached to things will suffer much. He who saves will suffer heavy loss. A contented man is never disappointed. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. He will stay forever safe. One who embraces the Tao ultimately becomes the Tao in the face of adversity. A wise man simply smiles. That is his true nature and yours. 45. Great accomplishment seems imperfect, yet it does not outlive its usefulness. Great fullness seems empty, yet cannot be exhausted. Great straightness seems twisted. Great intelligence seems stupid. Great eloquence seems awkward. Movements overcome cold. Stillness overcomes heat. Stillness and tranquility set things in order in the universe. Commentary. Things aren't what they seem. Imagine we see only 1% of the light spectrum, yet we think we see the entire picture. Life is like going to the movies. We watch the movie of life, get sucked into all the drama. We think the drama is real, yet the sages were smart enough to turn around and see light projecting from the projector onto the screen, therefore making the picture frame by frame. Sages called this entry into silence or meditation. Many times what we perceive is the opposite. For example, Lao Tzu said the following: great accomplishments seem imperfect, yet it does not outlive its usefulness. Great fullness seems empty, yet cannot be exhausted. Great straightness seems twisted. Great intelligence seems stupid. Great elegance seems awkward. We perceive these as the opposite because we are human doers. We never stop to smell the roses. Many people don't even know that the roses even exist. We live such a fast-track lifestyle, we ignore the precious jewel within. Once again, many people aren't even aware of the jewel, so we have lost the sense of awareness and consciousness. This is why we can't see or perceive correctly. We can't see that the entire universe is still, yet everything is in motion. Only a wise man understands what I'm talking about. "46. The Tao is present in the universe. The horses haul manure. When the Tao is absent from the universe, war horses are bred outside the city. There's no greater sin than desire, no greater curse than discontent, no greater misfortune than wanting something for oneself. Therefore, he who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." Commentary. When man is in tune with the Tao, the horses carry manure to make fertilizer. When the Tao is absent, war is about ready to happen. The enemy is standing at your gates. War has been on this planet for thousands of years. The war horses have been both external and internal. You see, to go to war, the battle first starts inside of you. You are the one that pulls the trigger. You are the one if someone says something that makes you angry. You react and put gasoline on the fire. This is how major wars occur on your planet. It first stems as a simple conflict, but without proper wisdom is accelerated beyond control. There is no greater sin than desire, no greater curse than discontent, no greater misfortune than wanting something for oneself. Therefore, he who knows that enough is enough will always have enough. Desire is the root of all evil. Look at the current politics today. Imagine 1% has more money than the 99%. Last year, a tax bill got passed where the 1% taxes were reduced by around 15%. You see, desire is all out of control. They want the entire piece of the pie. There is no end to desire. Being discontent is an even greater curse. It's like a ghost trying to get drunk on a bottle of whiskey. The alcohol just goes through them. They perform the action of drinking, but no results occur. Look at how many rock stars die. They have everything, yet they are still discontent. Yet even if we acquire everything, we will experience misfortune. True satisfaction only comes when one is in harmony with the Tao. Humanity has yet to acknowledge this precious fact. The wise man understands that if he's rich or poor, he has enough. He is in tune with the Tao. The Tao always provides enough. "47. Without going outside, you may know the whole world. Without looking through the window, you may see the ways of heaven. The further you go, the less you know. Thus the sage knows without traveling. He sees without looking. He works without doing." Commentary. It seems like meditation to me. You are the universe. You just don't know it. The sages have known this for thousands of years. Here's the paradox. You can travel all around the world and stay in fancy hotels, yet your knowledge is limited. A wise man closes his eyes, yet is in tune with the Tao. Thus the sage travels within. He sees without looking. He works without doing. This is the divine paradox. This may seem like mumbo-jumbo. Unfortunately, we are human doers. Our true state is human beings. Therefore, we can't see the forest from the trees. "48. In the pursuit of learning every day, something is acquired. In the pursuit of Tao, every day something is dropped. Less and less is done until non-action is achieved. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. The world is ruled by letting things take their course. It cannot be ruled by interfering. Commentary. As human doers, we are in the pursuit of learning. Many people stop at a certain point. One who is in the pursuit of the Tao drops his internal baggage every day. The load of life gets lighter and lighter. As human doers, the load gets heavier and heavier. A wise man realized that by transforming from a doer to a state of being, less action is required. One gets off the treadmill of running in circles. One has his feet on the ground and his head in heaven. A wise man has complete trust in the Tao. He does not interfere with his ego, which thinks it knows all the answers. .49. The sage has no mind of his own. He is aware of the deeds of others. I am good to people who are good. I am also good to people who are not good. Because virtue is goodness. I have faith in people who are faithful. I also have faith in people who are not faithful. Because virtue is faithfulness. The sage is shy and humble to the world. He seems confusing. Others look to him and listen. He behaves like a little child. Commentary. The sage has no mind of his own. He is in tune with the Tao. Being in tune, one is aware of others. He has gone from me to we. Therefore, he understands the essence of life. One is good to all, regardless of people being good or bad towards him. Because the sage has virtue, he displays virtue to ones who have it, but ones who don't. The sage becomes like water. He is humble and shy. He just smiles at diversity. He has nothing to prove. To the world, they may call him an idiot. To the sage, it's a compliment. Feet on the ground and head in heaven. To the world, it's a derogatory word. Such is the paradox of life. Still, some listens to his words and get changed by them. There are only a few of them. 50. Between birth and death, 3/10 are followers of life. 3/10 are followers of death. And men just passing from birth to death also number 3/10. Why is this so? Because they live their lives on the gross level. He who knows how to live can walk abroad without fear of rhinoceroses or tigers. He will not be wounded in battle, for in him rhinoceroses can find no place to thrust their thorn, tigers no place to use their claws, and weapons no place to pierce. Why is this so? Because no place for death to enter. Commentary. I remember when I was young, I was afraid of death. Mind you, I don't want to die today. 3 out of 10 are followers of life, which means they reach old age. In China, that was quite rare. 3 in 10 are followers of death. Unfortunately, the child death rate was quite high. And men just passing from birth to death also number 3 in 10. These are men who are running on the treadmill of life. Maybe today it's someone texting on the freeway of life. They are like leaves blowing in the wind. They react to each and every situation. Unfortunately, 9 out of 10 are human doers, not human beings. We have been trained by society to do, and do. Lao Tzu says that if a person embraces the Tao, the world's problem won't affect you. Currently, there's a worldwide shutdown. We can't stop the events around us. Yet a wise man makes lemonade with sour lemons. One can live in the center of the hurricane. Most people live in the howling winds of the mind. Big difference. The Tao says the center of the hurricane exists inside of you. All things arise from Tao. They are nourished by virtue. They are formed from matter. They are shaped by environment. Thus, the 10,000 things all represent Tao and honor virtue. Respect of Tao and honor of virtue are never demanded, but they are in the nature of things. Therefore, all things arise from Tao. By virtue, they are nourished, developed, cared for, sheltered, comfort, grow, and protected, creating without claiming, doing without taking credit, guiding without interfering. This is primal virtue. Commentary. Imagine the entire universe is alive and conscious. Sages have been saying that for thousands of years. The entire universe was created and someday it will die. Yet the essence never dies. All things in the seen and unseen come from the Tao. All creation is nourished by virtue. Love is the essence of all. Everything created, i.e. matter, is born from the Tao. Therefore, it has great virtue. The Tao does not shout or yell, "Hey, look at me. I am the source of virtue." It doesn't demand anything. It simply shines. Love like the sun shining light in the sky. Yet the entire universe contains the virtues of the Tao. That includes you and I. It even includes your enemies. The Tao will never interfere with your life. You are breathing in each and every moment. Behind your breath lies the Tao, which is keeping you alive. The Tao doesn't shout, "Hey, look at me. Because of me, you are alive." It remains silent. When you pay attention to the Tao, it will start paying attention to you. It's as simple as that. You have free will. Remember, the Tao is humble. It is not arrogant or angry. Many people put those labels on God. From the moment you are born to the moment you die, the Tao is present in your life. It will comfort us, yet never interfere in our affairs. Even when we die, we go back to the Tao. The precious jewel lies inside of you. "52. The beginning of the universe is the mother of all things. Knowing the mother, one also knows the sons. Knowing the sons, yet remaining in touch with the mother, brings freedom from the fear of death. Keep your mouth shut, guard the senses, and life is ever full. Open your mouths, always be busy, and life is beyond hope. Seeing the small is insight, yielding to force is strength. Using the outer life, return to insight, and this way be saved from harm. This is learning constancy." Commentary. The entire universe was birthed through the mother. It is the source of all things. One who knows the great, the creator mother, will know the sons, the creation. Both the mothers and sons are intertwined together. There is a thread of love tying it all together. Lao Tzu said the following: "Keep your mouth shut, guard the senses, and life is ever full." This is a human being, one that loves to live in the silence. Note, I said being. Open your mouth, always be busy, and life is beyond hope. This is human doers. We are walking on a treadmill and never going anywhere. Seeing the small is insight. Meditation reveals the light of the smallest of the small. Yielding to force is strength. In some of the Eastern martial arts, they use the opposing force against the opponent. A wise man understands that water is the greatest force yet it is soft, humble, and fluid. Using the outer light, return to insight, and this way be saved from harm. This is learning constancy. Light brings clarity. The sage entered silence and sees the light behind all creation. This brings supreme wisdom and clarity. '53. If I even just a little sense, I will walk on the main road, and my only fear will be of straying from it. Keeping to the main road is easy, but people love to be sidetracked. When the court is arrayed in splendor, the fields are full of weeds, and the granaries are bare. Some wear gorgeous clothes, carry sharp swords, and indulge themselves with food and drink. They have more possessions than they can use. They are robber barons. This is certainly not the way of Tao. Commentary. If I even just a little sense, I will walk on the main road, and my only fear will be of straying from it. Keeping to the main road is easy, but people love to be sidetracked. The wise man takes these words to heart. His entire goal is to remain driving on this precious road. He doesn't want to get sidetracked and take a detour. Many people have done that and have spent lifetimes trying to find the precious road. Most of humanity took a detour a long time ago. They came into this world, and eventually society told them to grow up. They then took a detour and are lost, yet they think they are found. Such is the paradox of life. When a court is arrayed in splendor, the fields are full of weeds, and the granaries are bare. Some wear gorgeous clothes, carry sharp swords, and indulge themselves with food and drink. They have more possessions than they can use. They are robber barons. This is certainly not the way of Tao. Well, I'm amazed that Lao Tzu wrote this. Granted, he wrote this as he was leaving China. The rich only cared for themselves. They did not care for the common man. He would have been executed if he stayed around. Yet, those words are still alive today. Unfortunately, this truth is still alive today. We have the 1% who have more money than 99%. Yet we make major laws to give them major tax breaks. I mean major. Who is paying this bill? The rest of us. They are the robbers, yet humanity still allows them to carry on their ways. I'm writing this during the global shutdown, and still, ones who are in power want the workers to go back to work. They don't care how many people die. It's just a number to them. 54. What is firmly established cannot be uprooted. What is firmly grasped cannot slip away. It will be honored from generation to generation. Cultivate virtue in yourself, and virtue will be real. Cultivate it in the family, and virtue will abound. Cultivate it in the village, and virtue will grow. Cultivate it in the nation, and virtue will be abundant. Cultivate it in the universe, and virtue will be everywhere. Therefore, look at the body as body. Look at the family as family. Look at the village as village. Look at the nation as nation. Look at the universe as universe. How don't I know the universe is like this? By looking. Commentary. The Tao is the tree of life. Its roots are infinitely deep. It can't be moved or shaken. It can't be cut down. This tree will be honored for time immemorial. The only way to attain virtue is by being a human being. Note, I said being. A person who cultivates virtue will give fruit to this world. This spreads to a family, a village, a nation, the world, and finally the universe. You are the missing piece of the puzzle. Unfortunately, we are human doers. We are on the treadmill of life, going nowhere. Only when humanity understands that the jewel lies within can we change this world. Otherwise, humanity will always take the detour on the freeway of life and get lost. In Lao Tzu's parting words, he says, "How do I know the universe is like this? By looking. You are the universe. You just don't know it." The wise men have discovered that only by entering the silence within can you understand these words. "55. He who is filled with virtue is like a newborn child. Wasps and serpents will not sting him. Wild beasts will not pounce upon him. He will not be attacked by birds of prey. His bones are soft, his muscles weak, but his grip is firm. He has not experienced the union of man and woman, but is whole. His manhood is strong. He screams all day without becoming hoarse. This is perfect harmony. Knowing harmony is constancy. Knowing constancy is enlightenment. It is not wise to rush about. Controlling the breath causes strain. If too much energy is used, exhaustion follows. This is not the way of Tao. Whatever is contrary to Tao will not last long. Commentary. Lao Tzu compares a person with virtue to a newborn child. Just think, a newborn child just got born from the Tao. That's as pure as you can get. It knows its true nature. It is pure, humble, and full of love. I'm sure each mother and father can relate to this. For parents, this is probably one of their highlights in life. The baby is in perfect harmony. Christ said, "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth." You must be like a child to understand the Tao. True strength lies in weakness and being humble. The world at large does not believe this. Being a humble person is considered a weakness. Such is the paradox of life. Lao Tzu says, "It is not wise to rush about. Controlling the breath causes strain. If too much energy is used, exhaustion follows. This is not the way of Tao. Whatever is contrary to Tao will not last long." This may seem like a broken record, yet it is the truth. Mankind is rushing around, and yet is going nowhere. This has been going on for thousands of years. Our workplace is insane. People are working countless hours and wasting precious energy. No wonder exhaustion is in our land. We put these precious hours to get a paycheck. Unfortunately, many companies could care less, even if you died. Otherwise, there would be harmony in the workplace. Harmony must come from all, especially the leaders. If the leaders don't care about themselves, they won't care about you. This is not the way of Tao. Whatever is contrary to Tao will not last long. We are in a global shutdown. I mean a global shutdown. One more time, a global shutdown. Is this getting through to us? A global shutdown. Is humanity going to learn a lesson, or will the same old occur? Whatever is contrary to Tao will not last long. That is an incredible message written many moons ago. "56. Those who know do not talk. Those who talk do not know. Keep your mouth closed. Guard your senses. Temper your sharpness. Simplify your problems. Mask your brightness. Be at one with the dust of the earth. This is primal union. He who has achieved this state is unconcerned with friends and enemies, with good and harm, with honor and disgrace. This, therefore, is the highest state of man." Commentary. I heard this many years ago, and I still love it today. He who says doesn't know. He who knows doesn't say. This directly reflects the words of Lao Tzu. Keep your mouth closed. Guard your senses. Temper your sharpness. Simplify your problems. Mask your brightness. Be at one with the dusk of the earth. This is primal union. A wise man puts these principles into his life. He becomes cosmic dust. The world can sweep it under their carpets. The wise man just smiles. He has nothing to prove. He who has achieved this state is unconcerned with friends and enemies, with good and harm, with honor and disgrace. This, therefore, is the highest state of man. A person who has reached this state could care less about what humanity thinks about him. He dropped his ego a long time ago. This is the highest state man can reach. '58. When the country is ruled with a light hand, the people are simple. When the country is ruled with severity, the people are cunning. Happiness is rooted in misery. Misery lurks beneath happiness. Who knows what the future holds? There is no honesty. Honesty becomes dishonest. Goodness becomes witchcraft. Man's bewitchment lasts for a long time. Therefore, the sage is sharp, but not cutting, pointed, but not piercing, straightforward, but not unrestrained, brilliant, but not blinding. Commentary. The United States is totally divided. Politicians spin the truth. What they said yesterday, they say today. I never said that. Without the harmony of the Tao, happiness leads to misery. It's a two-edged sword. You can't have one without the other. Your happiness may lead to misery. Your misery may lead to happiness. The road of life contains the lanes of happiness and misery. Mind you, it's the same road. At times you have to change lanes because of some unforsaken circumstances. You then go from happiness to misery, or misery to happiness. The wise man doesn't react to either lane changing. Good or bad cards may be dealt to you. It's how you react makes all the difference in the world. A wise man follows the laws of the Tao and smiles at diversity. Dishonesty is rampant in the world today. We have leaders who have lied over 16,000 times since taking office. Just think, if I was lying a few times, at some point you wouldn't believe me, yet half the population still does. Mankind is sinking. Without ethics and morals, the ship will sink. I believe in the goodness of man. I have high hopes. I pray that the shutdown will bring us to our senses. 59. In caring for others and serving heaven, there's nothing like using restraint. Restraint begins with giving up one's own ideas. This depends on virtue gathered in the past. If there's a good store of virtue, then nothing is impossible. If nothing is impossible, then there are no limits. If a man knows no limits, then he is fit to be a ruler. The mother principle of ruling holds good for a long time. This is called having deep roots and a firm foundation. The Tao of long life and eternal vision. Commentary. In caring for others and serving heaven, there's nothing like using restraint. Restraint begins with giving up one's own ideas. Moderation is the key to life. When a man is in tune with the Tao, one is aware of moderation and restraint. There is a time to act and a time to be. Our current leaders act on impulse and deliver policies via Twitter. In the past, the leaders would ponder it over and dialogue with advisors before making a public statement. A nation's psyche is built on the ethics and morals of its leaders. If the leaders don't possess them, the nature will be divided. Look at our nation today. In our egocentric world of people who rule with bragging, boasting, finger-calling, degrading, mocking, and firing people who call you out. This has been the norm for a while. This is ruling against the laws and the Tao. This is more relevant than ever before. A true leader leads like a mother, not like an egocentric person. A mother possesses all the virtues of the Tao. She rules with tenderness and softness. You may think these qualities are a sign of weakness. Many macho men would say so. Then I would say, try getting in between a baby tiger and its mother. Then tell me that these qualities are weak. Man, in his egotistic mindset that he knows what is weak and what is strong, he has it all backwards. Anger, war, bickering, fighting, blaming others, criticizing your opponents, mocking one another are signs of weakness. Yet at this point, many Americans love this and approve of this conduct. It's like we're going more from the light into darkness, yet we don't have the eyes to see. We are in the midst of a global shutdown. Nature is telling us something, yet do we have the eyes to see? Can we hear the precious message? $60. Ruling the country is like cooking a small fish. Approach the universe with Tao, and evil is not powerful, but its powers would not be used to harm others. only will to do no harm to others, but the sage himself will also be protected. They do not hurt each other, and the virtue in each one refreshes both. Commentary. When rulers rule with ignorance and the absence of the Tao, chaos exists. Just ask Jesus the Christ. No sage is protected. Currently in the United States, chaos is prevalent. During this global shutdown, there is no true leadership. People need this during a crisis. There is finger pointing. The American people aren't getting encouragement from their leaders. It takes great insight to rule. If the leaders aren't aware of silence, they will rule with uncertainty. They will be biased. They will vote upon the party lines. The leaders will forget about morals and ethics, the cornerstone of politics. Both sides of the aisle will bicker and get angry with one another. Moderating and compromise will go out the door. Nothing will get done. When one is in tune with the Tao, one has great intuition. One could see what a small event in China, which occurred in China last December, could cause a worldwide shutdown. It's like the theory that a butterfly could flap its wings at right the precise time to create a cyclone in China. A wise man listens to his advisors way before events get out of control. Nobody has such great wisdom that they don't need advisors. This worldwide shutdown could have been nipped in the buds months ago. We don't need leaders who said some party is blowing this out of proportion and didn't do anything about it. I could go on and on. Personally, I think we should drastically reduce the military budget. This money can be used to overcome so many current problems. War is obsolete. If you don't think so, then currently we have a silent virus that can cross any borders. It has literally shut down the entire world. Mother Nature is saying, stop all this nonsense. You are sawing the branch you are sitting on. This is a warning. You may not take it seriously, but it is a warning. Someday you may not survive, but I will. My hands are open to you, but you have to change for the better. Don't think when this is over you can go on with your old stupid ways. This shutdown could occur again. What will it take you to change your ways? All the precious answers exist inside of you.